It's Cherry and White Day, and here at McGonigle, they're kicking it old school. We have the story as OwlSports Update starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new edition of OwlSports Update. Alongside Anya Cleveland, I'm Dave Richardson. Coming up, we'll take a look at one former Owl who's looking to turn the page into the NFL.
And we'll tell you which alumni basketball players came back to the university this past weekend for a friendly game of hoop. But first, let's head over to the football facility. Mother Nature is all-powerful. Last Saturday, Temple was able to hold its annual Cherry and White game in the mid-afternoon hours on the practice field in front of thousands of fans. But with the rain coming, Temple moved the matinee kickoff to a morning start for 10 a.m. On the field, many familiar faces and one new head coach in Steve Adazio. Also on the field, another well-known coach in Andy Reid. Remember, his son Spencer is one of the team's newest recruits. The players came out fired up and ready to hit the field with their new 2011 helmet. Family and friends were able to enjoy fun and games and food on the sidelines while watching the game and staying dry. Quarterback is one position to keep an eye on. Mike Girardi with a pass to sophomore tight end Alex Jackson, who makes the catch for the White Squad before being tackled by Wyatt Benson. A little later, Girardi connects with Jackson again. Jackson led his team with 5 receptions for 79 yards. It was a good day for number 98 after being named the most improved offensive player this spring. Jackson was definitely Girardi's man. Here he is again trucking to the end zone, giving the White Squad the edge. Quarterback Chester Stewart also had a consistent performance, taking it in for a score, but the White Squad walked away with the W. Final score, 27-26.
It was a day full of fun, fans, football, and fighting for starting jobs. When you have a new head coach, nothing is certain except fierce competition at just about every position. And on Steve Adazio's team, it all starts at quarterback. Updates Chris Jenkins has more.
The Temple football team took the field this past Saturday in its annual Cherry and White game. It was the fans' first opportunity to see their Owls under the direction of new coach Steve Adazio.
My evaluation really occurred from this day one till Friday. This is kind of their day to have a little bit of fun. A few points had to be made, and I made them in there. And I wanted to make sure that, there's a few game management points that had to be pointed out and how we're going to conduct our business and how we're going to play and how we're going to do things, but I was pleased.
With quarterbacks Mike Girardi and Chester Stewart splitting time last season, a competition is there heading into the 2011 campaign. And with a new offensive approach coming along with a new head coach, it's a race to see who embraces the new system the best.
As you know, I learned a lot from the new staff and just wanted to test it out here on the field today. So it's been a tough process, but I'm getting it. Going from no huddle to a huddle now. Obviously, you got to practice saying the plays in the huddle, and we're used to signaling. So that's what I'm getting most used to right now.
After a season hampered with injuries, star running back Bernard Pierce had a limited role on Saturday, giving younger players like redshirt freshman Myron Miles an opportunity to display his talents. The Philadelphia area native showed off an array of nice moves en route to scoring 3 touchdowns.
Just because I'm a little bigger, everybody thinks I should be more of a power back, but I'm trying, be versatile, and, I've been working on, jukes and stuff all season with Coach Foreman and Bernard and Keem, so, I'm just trying to take my coaching to the field.
Bottom line, the Cherry and White game is all about fun, but with a new coaching staff and positions on the line, fans got a chance to see players fight for a starting role. For OwlSports Update, I'm Chris Jenkins.
One person not suited up on Cherry and White Day was former Temple defensive tackle Muhammad Wilkerson. Wilkerson, who will skip his senior season to enter the NFL draft, called into my radio show Stadium Talk on WHIP to discuss the NFL draft process and where he sees his skill set transitioning to the next level.
It's been a great experience, going through this process, just visiting teams and getting to know these, head coaches and GMs, and just knowing that, pretty much, that once the 28th comes, it's going to be an honor and just a great feeling because, just chasing my dream to be a pro. I think that, once I, make it to a team that, if I'm a 3-4 end, that my game will only excel more, learning from, the NFL staff, learning from a coach. So I just think that at a defensive end spot, I'll be very disruptive and stopping and running, also rushing the passer. But once I get there, just getting to know the coaches that, they would excel my game.
Chiefs, Ravens, Jets, Giants, and Eagles have all invited Wilkerson for private workouts. He's expected to be a mid-first-round draft pick, but Wilkerson will not be at the draft. Instead, he'll enjoy the day with his family at their home in New York. The draft is Thursday, April 28th.
Back to Alumni Weekend. Football wasn't the only team working out. There was a midday reunion in McGonigal Hall. Former Temple basketball players came out to take part in the weekend activities. Updates Time Deli has more.
McGonigal Hall has seen its share of great coaches and basketball players. Saturday, some of those players from as far back as the 1950s returned to hit the hardwood or just mingle as part of Temple's annual alumni basketball game.
It's great that everybody comes back, and I wish we had more people come back, actually, more fans and more players.
This is a great event for us older guys to come back and see one another, get a chance to, hobnob and talk and reminisce about old times. It's a great event, definitely.
I'm 70 years old. I still love it. I love the guys. I love the people that come out. I love the coaches. This is great that they came out. And the guys, I've been playing ball with these guys for half a century, some of them. So it's just a trip. It's fun. It's neat. I love Temple University.
Juan Fernandez and company were also present watching fellow teammate Dutch Gately match up against some of Hall of Fame coach John Chaney's old protégés. Although Coach Chaney wasn't present for this alumni game, there was still no shortage of words for the legendary Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I wish he was here today. I'm not sure how well he's feeling, but he's doing good otherwise, and it's great to be a part of what he's been a part of. So he's a great friend. He's meant a lot to me.
It's a great humanitarian, I'll say. Great guy. I mean, one of the best coaches I've ever had a chance to, be under in terms of as a player as well as a coach. He got my career started as a coach, and I thank him for it, definitely.
With another alumni game in the books, it's not the final score that counts, yet it's a time to have fun, reflect on old times, and see who still got it after all these years. And they'll come back to do it all over again next year. At McGonigal Hall, Tom Daly, OwlSports Update.
While former basketball players were having big-time fun, current Owls were earning big-time honors. The women's basketball team racked up two of the biggest awards at the annual Big Five banquet. Head coach Tanya Cardoza was named Big Five Coach of the Year for the third consecutive time. Junior guard Shea Petty was named Big Five Player of the Year and earned Big Five first-team honors along with teammates Kristen McCarthy and Quita Wallace. Petty, who is number 11, had a phenomenal season and led the Owls in scoring, assists, and steals. This season, she hit a milestone by reaching 1,000 points. Petty was a huge part of the Owls making it to the second round of the NCAA tourney this past season.
Following a 1-7 start to the season, the women's lacrosse team now finds themselves fighting to stay in contention for the A10 championship. The Owls will enter their last regular season game with a 6-9 record. The Owls hosted A10 foe St. Bonaventure this past Sunday at Giese Field. And we're going to pick this one up just a minute and a half in. Number 20, Cara Callion of the Bonnies going all the way around the net, avoiding traffic, and buries it past Owls goaltender Tess Bishop. Just 2 minutes later, Owls midfielder Kelsey Zenick ties the score at 1, her first of the day, this being her 11th of the year. The Owls do not look back from here as Stephanie Parcell breaks the tie using the ground to her advantage. That's what it's there for, right, Anya?
Yep.
The Owls continue to roll on a fast break. Whoop! Number 6, Charlotte Savola with the goal. I love that name. Later in the game, with the Owls leading 13-7, usually that's out of bounds right there, but not in lacrosse, and Carly Cohen beats the defense and the goalie with her 16th goal of the year. Owls double up the Bonnies at that point, 14-7. The Bonnies did score the final 3 goals of the game. However, that's not enough. Temple Lacrosse has turned its season around in A10 play. The Owls are now ranked 3rd in the conference at 4-2. They can finish no worse than 4th, which is good news since the top 4 teams will square off in the A10 championships April 29th right here at Giese Field. And after a hot start to the baseball season, including a 10-game winning streak, the Owls have cooled off considerably.
Right now, they are fighting to stay above the 500 mark with UMass in town. The details on the game that included 35 runs. There might be a new sport on the horizon. Find out what the cheerleading team is doing to change the way we look at this activity. Stick around.
Here we go. What? What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
It was not. It was like...
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. What if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Nice. No.
Oops.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go. Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy.
Works every time.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Welcome back to OwlSports Update. It was a beautiful day as the baseball team faced off against UMass, but this game wouldn't be so pretty for the Owls, that is. The UMass offense was just too explosive. The men came out swinging hard and consistently early on, and they kept swinging and swinging and swinging. You get the picture. The Owls simply didn't have an answer. It was a done deal after UMass scored back-to-back 4-run innings. The Owls would take a double-digit loss with a 25-10 score. Recapping the series against UMass, on Friday the Owls fell to the Minutemen in a double-digit loss, 14-2. But Temple was able to rebound from the loss the next day. Strong performances from upperclassmen and Adrian Perez's single in the 10th helped Temple to pull out the win. Although it wasn't the best weekend for the Owls with 2 losses in 3 games, one player was able to rack up some major stats. Senior Byron McCoy had 3 base knocks. This puts McCoy in a tie for first place on Temple's all-time hit list, which was previously held by Bob Filler. McCoy also earned Big 5 Player of the Week honors.
On Tuesday, rain forced the softball doubleheader at Villanova to be postponed. The field was deemed unplayable after just 2.5 innings. Temple was leading 5-0 when the decision was made. No makeup date has been set. The rainout was good news for Nova as it kept Owls stud pitcher Kristen Maris off the mound. Maris is coming off 2 shutouts in which she allowed just 3 hits in 14 innings of work. Temple's football and basketball seasons are over, but the cheerleaders are still making noise this season. Updates James Dalton has more on what the cheerleaders are doing to turn their skills into a sport.
Cheerleading as a sport can now Temple University. Last week, Slippery Rock visited Temple for a game neither school had ever played before.
College Stunt is a new sport that we've developed to take the elements of cheerleading out and put it into an actual game format where they go head-to-head on the floor at the same time.
USA Cheer went through the process of taking the crowd leading aspect out of cheering and replacing it with the more familiar one.
With this format, we actually have 4 quarters.
It's a lot different from coaching, say, a competition team or even football games and at basketball games, that you're sort of just interacting with the girls. This, there's actually strategy. You're set with 4 different routines, and you have to figure out kind of what routine your girls are best at as opposed to what the other team is best at.
And even though the girls had never competed in a format like this, they all seemed to enjoy it.
It was neat with like the benches and getting to see each other go and getting to cheer on your teammates, whereas we all compete together at nationals.
We were really nervous and we could have been more prepared for it, but it actually turned out to be really exciting and fun. So I want to do it again, definitely.
How about you?
Yeah, definitely. It was really different, new experience. Yeah.
With Temple's game versus Slippery Rock, College Stunt Association has reached the 20-game benchmark, which is one of the many stipulations required for the sport to be included in the NCAA. A few more requirements, and Temple could soon add another NCAA sport to the list. At McGonigal Hall, James Dalton, OwlSports Update.
Well, even though the girls lost, it'll be interesting to see what's coming up for them. They're making some strides in the right direction.
I just hope they have open tryouts because I wouldn't mind getting myself over in the cheerleading squad following graduation.
Well, on that note, we'll head in the nest.
The Temple men's crew team represented the cherry and white the right way this past weekend, taking home a trio of awards. The varsity 8 earned silver in the prestigious Sierra Regatta competition, where the men's second varsity 8 earned bronze, and the varsity 4 placed 5th.
Despite losing to Xavier on Saturday, the men's tennis team was able to bring home a victory when they defeated 4th-seeded Duquesne. The Owls nabbed a third-place finish in the A10 championship. This game would end the season with Owls' 18-8 record.
In gymnastics, Owls redshirt senior Patrick McLaughlin placed 7th on parallel bars at the NCAA championships, earning him All-American honors. McLaughlin is the first Owl to be named an All-American since 2004.
Well, that's all we have for this edition of Owl Sports. As always, you can log on to owlsports.com and stay updated.
Alongside Anya Cleveland, I'm Dave Richardson. Thanks for watching.